I've been on Threads again, and I love the conversation that we are about to have. And I really love this conversation that we are about to have because this is based on one of my most popular videos that I recorded back in 2021, and it is still my most viewed video 4 years later to this day. Hey y'all, I'm T the Brand, fellow lashpreneur and lash marketing mentor. I teach lash artists to market smarter, lash better, and keep clients coming back. Welcome to my channel, and if you're listening to the Powerhouse Lash podcast, welcome back for another episode. Like I said, this video has me super excited to talk about because it is on a topic from a very popular video, which is about, do you need a lash license or is a certification okay? Depending on where you are in the United States or in the world, this makes a difference. So let's get into it. First things first, I'm going to read the thread. Oh my gosh, I lost it. Hold on. Here we go. The girls in Texas caught my eye because that's my state of residency. The girls in Texas get on my nerves with the certification or licensure conversations. To me, it doesn't make sense to literally just jump and decide to go and get a license if you've never tried lashing. It's really hard to learn and requires a lot of dedication. Facts. Taking an affordable class first will help you understand the concepts, see if you can dedicate yourself to practicing, and then when you go to school where they'll likely have but your training anyway, you'll be ahead of the game. Okay, let's get into it. So I am a Texas resident and business owner operator, and in Texas it is a legal requirement for you to have either a specialty lash extensions license, a cosmetology license, or an aesthetics esthetician license to do lashes in the state legally. So first off, absolutely, you need to make sure that you're getting a license if that is required in your state. If it's not required in your state, you probably won't even have schools available that offer you a license because, again, it's not a requirement. So you can just pick a trainer, go to the trainer. Hopefully you pick the best trainer in the world to help you, and you get your certification. Now, here's my opinion about, I'm going to go to the latter part and then kind of explain what I think about the middle of what this, I was about to say tweet, what this thread was about. So at the end where she says that, schools will half but your program and barely teach you anything. Here's the thing. This is a huge misconception about cosmetology school when it comes to a specialty lash license. They are not there to teach you how to do everything. School is not there to teach you how to create a volume set and a wispy set and a wet set and spikes and really freak the lashes out and all that. School is there to help you understand the state's requirements for your job as a lash artist and pass the exam so that you can get the license that states I know what I'm doing and what's required of me as a lash artist. This includes your sanitation things, which are very, very heavy in the process. And when I say process, I mean during school, as well as your written exam and that practical exam. Your written exam will have questions about all kind of stuff, and best believe sanitation is on there. As well as the practical exam. You have to use hand sanitizer so many times. You have to make sure that you are not touching the trash bag and doing different things that can cause cross-contamination if you are in an actual lash setting. So sanitation is super huge. We're talking about people's eyes. That is important. And honestly, a lot of lash artists should take that part of school more seriously. This will help with alleviating allergy. Well, let me not say alleviating, but helping you understand allergies and how, again, to not cross-contaminate, how to best sanitize your tools, your bed, your workspace, how to prevent eye diseases and different kinds of things like that. So that part of school is really important. But again, lash school is not to help you become the best lash artist in the world, and that's just a truth that you're gonna have to accept. You are there to learn the basics of application, which probably means that a lot of schools you won't even touch volume lashes because they're not required to do that, at least in the state of Texas. What's important is that you know how to properly apply a classic lash, that you know how to properly protect your client's eye, meaning the tape down process and all the things. You understand how to use your adhesive, how to use your tools so that you are not causing damage to anybody's eyes, and understand how to unstick stickies. There are so many things that lash school won't cover, and it's because it doesn't have to, and it's not supposed to. So free yourself from that. Let's move on to the next part of this conversation. Most of the context of this thread is talking about how she doesn't think it makes sense for you to have an idea to do lashes and jump right into lash school. And I must say that I unfortunately agree. Let me not even say unfortunately, because I'm basing my opinion off of my own experience. I did not say, oh, I want to learn how to do lashes and went to lash school. I didn't even know that you had to have a license at first to legally do lashes in the state of Texas. So the first thing that I did, I took a training, and I would strongly recommend lash artists to take some type of training or to have some type of experience where you get to practice on a mannequin, not a human, before you jump into lash school. First of all, it's expensive because a lot of times you have to pay out of pocket for it. Secondly, like she said, this is a very tedious, meticulous job that will require a lot of focus, a lot of time, a lot of practice, a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of this is getting on my nerves, and you will not know if you can really weather that with no experience. Had I gone to lash school without practicing, well, I'm probably not the best example because I was excited about it. I really wanted to learn. I was also out of a job, and Holy Spirit put it on my heart to take a lash class. Didn't I know this would be my life? But that's just me, and I'm a special case. Or I would like to, whatever, that's not the point. This is not the point. Don't go down a rabbit hole, Tiara. The point is, I do think it's a great idea for you to have some type of experience or knowledge about what it's going to really require of you, or at least kind of require of you to become a lash artist. This is just not a get rich quick beauty industry thing to hop on. I took the training before I went to lash school. Like I said, I didn't know that it was a requirement, and I was doing lashes, practicing lashes before I enrolled in school, and I think that was very, very helpful for me. First of all, I've already kind of, I have some experience working on a mannequin and working on a human. I have tools that I have found that I like. I have products that I found that I like. Is that everybody's case in the beginning? No, but find what works for you or ask questions to lash artists about what works for you. I will gladly share with you what I love to use, traditional adhesives, UV adhesive, because I am a UV LED lash artist. I'm happy to share those things with you, but I already had experience. I had already had some people who were coming back to get their lashes done. So while I was in school, I was soaking up as much as I could to correct what I had learned in my training and to help me offer better services, better quality of service, and, improve my skills. So both of them are important. At the end of the day, if you live in a state where you have to have a license, get the freaking license, girl. It is not the worst thing that can happen to you. The worst thing that can happen to you as a lash artist in a state that requires a license without a license is to find yourself in a position where you have been reported to TDLR or whatever your state board is, or for whatever reason you made somebody mad, or somebody got an infection, whatever. And they ban you from being able to practice, meaning you can't even go to school anymore at that point to do the thing that brings you income and that you may very much so love. So if it's a requirement, just enroll in the program that will work for you. And I don't say that lightly. Definitely do your research about schools in your city, in your area. If you are in Dallas, Texas, I highly recommend Bonjour Beauty University. That is one of the best schools in the DFW Metroplex that I have been able to partner with. And as a partner, I'm basically just a career day speaker for every semester of students that Bonjour Beauty University has, and I get to go in there and connect with the new lash artists and share whatever they want to know about the real world about lashing. If it's a skill thing, or if it's a marketing, how to grow your clientele, how to do social media, whatever it is, I just have the honor of being able to go and pour into students at that school. And I've also had the opportunity to speak at another school. I went to a different school, and BBU is just my shameless plug for the lash schools in Dallas. But girl, find you a program that will be fulfilling for you. Do your research. Make sure that it's something that you'll enjoy. Fill out the style and energy of the instructors. Like, this is the same thing your clients are going to do on social media. So it's important that you do it too. The point is, find you a school that you like, get the license so that you're covered, you're protected, and you can do the same for your clients. I hope that this was I don't know, educational for you if you needed it, maybe entertaining if you thought something was funny about it, just the context within itself. And I overall hope that it makes your lash journey a little bit easier. That's all that I have on this topic, so I'll see y'all in the next one.